Except my STEEZ.
Juwan next to Don.
You know what's going on, man? About to bring you a little. I had a request from our boy Adam, man, specifically. I wanted to rank the Indigenous jerseys for 2022 in the AFL, Guernseys rather. Give you a little background on each one of what the jerseys mean and what's symbolic on the jersey, designer of the jersey, and also what we think about the jersey personally. First jersey we got.
I'm with Adelaide.
Yes, sir, the Cross.
Cross.
It was created by Pat Caruso. All right, so y'all gonna have to bear with me on these names because obviously it has a lot of indigenous roots and there's a cultural barrier that obviously I'm not gonna know how to pronounce it. But Pat Caruso was the artist of this particular jersey. So it has the Aboriginal adaptation of the crow right here on the front. I do personally like the look of it. It has a Karna shield, which is pivotal in the culture of Pat Caruso and East Arenti. The layers representing the culture of this jersey. I personally like the looks. I'm a fan of the crow's colorway. Feathers, the vibrant colors, I'm a big fan of it. Front and back, I like both.
Yeah, I do like them too. Also, throwing on another fact, this is the first time the AFL, AFLW, and the Sample are all wearing the same Indigenous jumper. So, shout out to Pat, man. Pat, you left your mark on these boys. They definitely fuck with your jersey or jumper. Pretty tough. I also fuck with it pretty tough, man. I can't really remember the Sir Douglas shit last year, but I'll definitely remember this. I do like the crow, if you don't mind. This is pretty fire, bro. This is pretty fire.
I think it'll be tough to beat already. This ain't a high standard here, Adelaide. Moving on to the next team, we have the Brisbane Lions, and this one was created by a triple premiership player, and also he's from Eastern Arent. Daryl White is the artist of this particular Guernsey, so obviously has ties to Brisbane. What's significant about this jersey, this is 20-year anniversary from when they won the premiership in 2002. And it's a merging of the Fitzroy Lion and the Brisbane Bears. So that's pretty dope concept for them to do. As you can see on there, you have lions and bear footprints meeting in the middle. And it has 3 home grounds. So representing Brisbane Bears' old home ground, Fitzroy's old home ground, and the Gaboos, which is obviously where they play now. So that's a dope concept. I like it. And they also have names of all the past and present Indigenous AFL players and trainers. So they definitely paid homage to the past in this jersey. I personally am a fan of Brisbane's colors, especially when they throw that accent a little white in the jerseys. I do like that. I don't like it more than Adelaide's. I do like what it symbolizes though more than Adelaide, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm just a whole different culture. But it's a decent jersey, man.
Personally, for me, if I didn't have to hear the backstory about the jumper, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But I do respect the story and what it symbolizes and everything, and that moves it up on for me a little bit. And I fuck with it, man. I fuck with it.
Okay. Next, we got Mighty Blues. Carlton Blues, man. This is what our Indigenous jumper looks like this year. This one, the artist of this jersey's name is Shanae Kelly. And fun fact, she's actually the great-granddaughter of Sir Douglas Nichols. So family oriented, that's what's up. So the circles on this particular jumper represent the indigenous players in their country. It has every past AFL, AFLW player as well on the front and the back of the Guernsey, so I'm a big fan of that. The white dots represent the smoke, and the blue dots represent water as far as of a cleansing, if you don't mind. And there's also a diamond in particular on this jumper, which is representative of Sir Douglas Nichols himself. Sir Doug Nichols himself. Excuse me if I say Douglas. I have a habit of saying that for some reason. But overall, I think it's okay. I like the different shades of blue because obviously Carlton is real traditional. Only really particularly show one shade of blue in their Guernsey that they play. I'm more big a fan of the Indigenous jumper last year, but I do like how it has the names going around the sides, and I think that's definitely dope. I would buy it if I had the opportunity, but it's already gone. So.
Personally, I don't really like this jumper. I mean, it's cool. It's like lightning. I mean, it's supposed to be water and shit, but it looks more like light. I can see the water too. Either way, I'm not very impressed with it. Only thing I really like about it is the circle with all the names of all the past and present indigenous players. That's a real dope touch to it, but this is going to be one of the bottom of the ladder jumpers in my opinion.
So moving on to the next one, we have the Collingwood Magpies. Okay, so this one was created by 2 cousins, Tyson Austin, Troy Ilsley. First thing you notice really is the feathers that are on the in front of the jumper, and it's pretty much Magpie shedding its old feathers and getting new feathers, symbolizing obviously, as you know, they have a new president and a new senior coach. So that's forefront of what they're trying to show here. Coolamon, eggs in it, symbolizing a safe place for the eggs to hatch and be nurtured. And that's really a parallel between the young talent that Collingwood has and symbolizing them bringing the club forward and in a positive nature. And it's an ongoing collab with the Indigenous community. Personally, I don't like it too much because it just doesn't have too much of an Indigenous feel to it compared to the other ones. It's really just a feather. To me, and I'm not about to shade Collingwood, but it seems like it's more about club than it is the Indigenous community. Usually you see some water or something, any type of landscape as far as Indigenous people are so proud of, and you don't really see that at all. So I'm not too big a fan of this Guernsey.
This is a pretty basic jumper, Indigenous jumper if you don't mind. I don't mind it too much. It's just not that bad. They definitely didn't do too much. They didn't take it overboard. They kept it nice and simple, bruh, and sometimes that's a better way to go. I'd rather this design than something bad, so it really ain't all that though. I'll put them in like a D or C, bro.
Okay, so moving on to the next team, we have sticking in Victoria, we have the Essendon Bombers, and this one was created by Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody actually. Well, the feet on here, which is representative of the club's past First Nations players, symbolizes those different paths and journeys through the terrain and lands, meeting at the hangar, which is the Essendon meeting place, as far as my understanding goes. The center represents the Essendon family. And inside the Guernsey, you can see a quote, faith, freedom, and family, which is 3 big pillars of Anthony McDonald, Tip, and Woody's life. This jersey is decent. I actually kind of like this one. It stayed true to what their traditional Guernseys look like. They didn't really do too much. I like what it stands for. The colors are nice. They didn't go over the top with any design. Yeah, that's really what it is, man. I think Essendon doesn't really have too many bad jerseys, so I'll give them that credit.
So I'm glad they keeping Tip involved. Glad to still see him getting involved with designing the Indigenous jumpers, bro. Sir Douglas, if you don't mind.
Doug. I got you saying Douglas.
Yeah. Goddamn. But I do like these jumpers as well. They kept it simple. It's hard to mess up a black and red colorway already. It's a decent jumper. They didn't go overboard. They did a little more than Collingwood did to symbolize their Indigenous players. So I give them a leg up for that, man. I'll put them in like a B or something like that.
Next one, we're moving to Western Australia with the Fremantle jumpers. This one was created by Michael Walters, aka Sonny Walters, and Peter Farmer. So the feathers on this, well, you have a couple different feathers. So you have feathers of a black swan. I think they call it Molly, and a black crow, which represents family strength and closeness to the heart. That was really a tribute to his father. Which is it was in the South Australian language group. That's what those words come from. The black crow is called Wardong. I don't know how to pronounce it, excuse me. And also you have MU feathers, bottom, which is representative of his mother's side. And it's a Nyungar language group from a couple different clans. The Wajuk, the Wilman, and the Minang. Below the feathers, the dreaming, the now, and the spirit, which is a translation of past, present, and the future. You also have some of his Nyungar symbols, which are representative of the communities and towns and the cities all in Australia. So I like what it stands for. I don't particularly like the jersey though, man. I think I'm more a big fan of what they had last year going on. It's okay. It's not too bad. I think they could have spread it out a little bit more. I think like feathers at the top. It's just a stark difference in styles, bro. It's middle of the pack, I would say.
Hey, man, I'm gonna give this one an F, man. This one was pretty shit. Fuck Frio and Frio bitch ass. Y'all don't deserve that spot on the ladder, man. I can't wait for y'all to fall. We can hold hands at the bottom. And you jump her ass.
That boy snap. Okay, moving on to Geelong. This one was created by Karina Eccles. So it represents a bunch of landmarks across the Barwon region. So it has Cardin Ninyu, which is the sunrise above 2 teams playing what they call a game of Marn Grook. You have the Barwon River, which is a big river in the community, so they have that going across on the jumper. You have a Boonjil eagle. In honor of the 2 lives lost, connected to the artist and the community that she comes from. On the back you can see in big letters it says Geelong, but it's spelled different in their language. Wadswaroon, if I'm saying that correctly, and it represents the language of the land. Overall, I like the colors, but I don't really like the jersey too much. I do like that they added that Geelong though in the back in their language. I do kind of like that. I can see it. But other than that, I feel like there's just something missing about this jumper, man. I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't. Maybe with a couple more additions or maybe some subtractions, you can make it more towards the top. But I think it's another middle of the pack Guernsey, leaning more towards the bottom. And that's where I am with it.
I actually fuck with this jumper, bro. Something about this jumper, bro. I want to stare at it. I want to figure out what the fuck it means, bro. It kind of tells a story. It catches my eye. I really like this one, man. I wouldn't expect Geelong to do no shit like this. It don't even look like it would be a Geelong jumper until you see it on the back, and unless you speak the language, you probably still won't know. But I do like this one. So I'll give this one like an A for real.
So the next team that we have the Gold Coast Suns jerseys. So the background on this is created by two artists. One Ugambe artist, Luther Cora from the Gold Coast, and the Rakia artist, Trent Lee, and he's from Darwin. So on here you have the crocodiles. I think is the first thing that you really notice, representing the Northern Territory. Also an eagle at the top, which is more representative of the Gold Coast. So you have a waterway, ocean, river, and skies that join the eagle and the croc. You have footprints on the Guernsey that are representative of the animal's journey, and the sun represents the meeting place to embrace all the cultures. I don't like this jersey. It looks like you just took the jersey, the original jersey that you have, and you kind of just pick stitch some stuff on there a little bit. That's how the crocodile look at least. The message is cool though, but other than that, I'm not really a big fan of the look, the visual of it.
I do think Gold Coast missed with this one, bro. I didn't even know that was supposed to be an eagle up there, bro. The fucking logo and all that shit in the way. It really wasn't much effort, like you said. It is like they just had their old jumper and just put some shit on top of it, bro. They didn't even try. You got an eagle and an alligator and a sun, bro. That's the most basic thing you could think of. Maybe a kid designed this. I don't know. What, who designed it?
We're two cousins, Luther Cora and Trent Lee.
Maybe they were inspired by their kids. I don't know how old they were around, but they definitely could have did better with this one. I'll give this one like a D.
All right, so next on the list we got GWS, which was created by Peter Whiten. So this Guernsey is called Together We Stand. Represents club players, staff, members, fans, and all of Indigenous culture. The two meeting places within the G represent Giant Stadium and Manuka Oval. They're two home grounds. And the meeting places represent Western Sydney and the ACT. The U shape represents the past and the current players, staff, members, and fans who built the club. Boomerang represents the resilience of the club and the people. Personally, I don't like the design. I definitely like what it stands for, because resilience is definitely, I think, a pillar in GWS and the Giants club. It just didn't look like they took too many routes to be creative with this. It's a bunch of the same stuff across it. Like you got like 6 different boomerangs, and you got obviously the meeting places across. But it kind of looked like you just took the same motif, I guess, or whatever you want, theme, and didn't really think outside the box to create any other lane or creativity. I think it's just below average. The colors are what makes it, and I think that's really just what it comes down to.
I don't mind this one too much. This one is really just an F. It's Indigenous. It hit all the criteria, but they didn't do anything overboard. It's not a bad jumper at all, bro. I'll probably give it like a C though. I had to grade it.
Alright, so next on the list we have Hawthorn Hawks, and this was created by a business called Mimi and Jinda, which are two Indigenous Australian artists. It's founded by a mother and daughter duo, Lauren Jarrett and Melissa Greenwood. If you look at the front of it, it shows the Hawthorn community coming together, a couple different Australian landscape themes. Mother Earth is shown and depicted to show everybody is born from the same place, despite coming from a bunch of different walks of life. The back is reflective of giving back to the community, which is the backbone of the Hawthorn Footy Club. It's not bad. There's really only so much you can do with, I think, brown and yellow. I think they kept this kind of simple too, but it was more in a positive light, I think, with this jumper. I wouldn't mind it. I've never really been particularly a fan of the colors of the Hawthorn Football Club, but I do think this jumper is okay though. It's not too bad.
I actually think Hawthorn could do a lot better than this. This one's decent. It hit all the Indigenous marks, bro. But I'm not really impressed with this jumper. I like the meaning behind it, and that's really what's giving a lot of these jumpers any points in my book. I'll give it a C.
All right, next we have Melbourne, who has rebranded themselves as the NARM Football Club for the Indigenous Week, Sir Doug Nichols Week. This was created by Kaya Nicholson Ward. So you can see the Bunjil Eagle, which is Wurundjeri culture, is representative of a creative spirit. And you also have the MU, which is called the Burimul. You have footprints. Those footprints representative that you can only walk forward, because that animal can only walk forward, pretty much giving a parallel with the club moving forward in a positive light. You can see the Bunjil's constellation, which is also called Star Altair, representing the strength of the creator. It has the MCG as a meeting place on this Guernsey, and you have the celestial hands, which is symbolic of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander ancestry. On the back you have all the players and the AFLW players, all their names on the back, and that's the meaning behind it. I do like it, but I wouldn't wear it. They definitely thought outside the box compared to other clubs, I think, on this Guernsey. I don't think it screams Melbourne, but I like how they got the boomerang going there for the V and all that. So I do kind of like this jumper, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I fuck with this one pretty tough, bro. I like the meaning, bro. I like the eagle. I like the stars. I like the boomerang, bro. I really fuck with this one, man. The long sleeve with the shoulder design and shit, man. That shit is dope too. Yeah, I would give this one an A. This one is up there. It's definitely one that would catch my eye, something I would want to look at and try to understand. So, yeah, this one's up there with Geelong, man. I'll give it an A.
So we have North. This one was also created by the same artist, Kaya Nicholson Ward. This is called Maram, which is the word for kangaroo in the Woiwurrung language. The kangaroo there only moves forward as well, so it's the same kind of meaning that he had with the Melbourne jersey. The paw print represents the players and their unique journeys, and it stands for diversity and uniqueness. We have the meeting place in the middle, which is North Melbourne Football Club. Obviously, you have the community with the circles and the rivers and the waterways. So I personally like this jumper. I do think North kind of snapped with this jersey, bro. It looks organized. It's not everywhere. You can see what team is representing easily. If you see it, you know it's North. I think it screams Indigenous. It screams culture. Might be. This is in my top 2 right now.
I feel like North fell off a little bit from last year. Last year, I think North had my favorite Sir Doug Nichols round jumper, bruh. I do like it, bruh. I do like it. It's simple. It's clean, but it doesn't. I feel like once I see this one, I see it, bro. It doesn't capture my eye. It makes me want to figure out more about the shit. So, just for that, I get this jumper a B.
Right, next team, we got Port Adelaide Power. This one was created by Lockie Jones and also got some help from his auntie, Madeline Deardy, excuse me. So on the back of the Guernsey, you have the Broga, which is a family totem, represents his nana and its final resting place, but also the beginning of Lockie's journey. So I like that meaning behind that. It has the boomerang, which is an ancient Aboriginal tool, still used to this day in his culture. Footprints and the lines around, they represent his nana's journey as a member of the stolen generation. Borrolola to Butte on the North York Peninsula. And the teal symbols represent helpers that helped along the way of that journey. So it's okay. I think with this colorway, you could have did a lot more. I like the meaning behind it. It's definitely personal to Lockie, so it had family oriented roots in this. I think it's just a little bit too much empty space. I feel like they could have filled in a little bit more space, did a little bit more with it. Maybe highlighted some of the features on it. It kind of looks like it's like drew with chalk, like kind of faded little color. I wish it would have been like maybe a little bit more white or something like that. But.
So with this jumper, I agree they could have did more with that color, bro. They could have did more with the teal. They definitely could have made something pop a little bit more, bro. I do like the direction they were going. I do think it's a clean design. You could have done a little bit more, man. You could have made it stand out a little bit more, man. For all the Indigenous homies, you really could have made that pop.
So Richmond next. This was created by Marlon Pickett and his partner Jessica Nanup. Represents both of their journeys from Perth to Melbourne. The Karak, I'm not sure how to say it. The red-tailed black cockatoo is featured on this and is flying over the Swan River in Perth, representative of where his ancestors were fighting up in Perth. Large circles represent the home at Punt Road Oval, the Richmond Football Club, and the MCG meeting. You can see at the bottom the Richmond players are depicted as warriors down at the bottom. It's a dream time at the G jersey. I do like that they added that onto the jersey. Kind of sets it apart from the other ones, obviously, because not everybody has that game. I do like this jersey. There's something missing about this jersey, but I do like that they incorporated players at the bottom of it. It's definitely unique. Haven't seen that before, and it just screams Indigenous to me. If I was a Richmond player, I would be proud to wear this. So I would say it's above average jersey, man.
Personally, I'm not too impressed with this jumper, bro. I do like, I don't know, maybe I'm just tired of the sash being the sash or whatever. It's cool. I see what it represents, man. You get the points for the meaning, of course. I'm not too hype on this one. It's dope. It meets all Sir Doug Nichols round criteria.
All right, so next we have St. Kilda. We have another Noongar man and club legend Nicky Wintmar, who made this jersey. Has a traditional Indigenous paint splatter style on it. Has 2 willy wagtails, symbolic of both his late parents. Has a silhouette of "I'm Black and I'm Proud" pose down at the Victoria Park in 1993. And the outline on the back represents, outline of hands on the back represents the teamwork and having the Saints back. I kind of perceive it with the paint splatter and his red just like as bloody, which really isn't good in this context. So I don't think that was really a good idea to do the paint splatter. I like the I'm black and I'm proud pose. I think that's probably one of my favorite icons that I've seen on the jersey right now. I didn't know about that until I started researching this. But other than that, it kind of just looked like it has a lot going on everywhere, man. It's back, you can't really even see outline of hands too well. You kind of got to squint at it. I think they missed the opportunity, the Saints. I think they had a decent jersey that I liked last year, but this year I don't really like it too much.
So I do actually like this one. I do like the blood splatter look. You know, I'm black and I'm proud. I think of all the people have lost and shit like that. So I do think it is representing the culture well. I do fuck with this one, man. I would give it a B, bro. It's not too crazy. I like what it represents, bro. I like the birds, bro. I like it's black and it's proud, bro. I like the splatter, bro. So, hell yeah.
Next, we got Sydney's jersey. Lua Pellegrini made this one, representing connectedness through the 19 Indigenous and Torres Strait Islanders to play for the club. That's why they got 19 circles on there. The blue represents the water, which the First Nations people view as the core of life. Intertwined in it, it shows the strict connection between water and the red background symbolizes the future and what's to come. Don't like this jersey at all. This probably is the worst one that I've seen yet. Kind of looked like it was rushed a little bit. Not too many symbols in here compared to the other ones. Seemed like other clubs definitely put a lot more effort into this. I don't really like this jersey at all, to be honest with you. I think this is the worst one.
I don't really fuck with this one either. I do like how they kind of did the Sydney Opera House at the top of the design. But other than that, this is pretty basic, man. Definitely shit jumper, bro. I'll probably get this one. It might be an F, bro.
So next, we have the West Coast Eagles, which was created by Daryl Bellotti, excuse me. He's another Nyungar man. So he depicts the Wow Ghoul, which is a rainbow serpent which travels the land, watches over the Eagles' journey to the grand final at the MCG. The thing about this Wow Ghoul is it's said to have created the world's form and meaning. One of the spirits to do that. This particular serpent, to my knowledge, was pushed aside the land through its tracks, and that's how the water filled, how rivers and waterways came to be because of the tracks from this serpent. The yellow lines show the interconnecting pathways, and the white circles and the lines of the journey of the club. I like the concept. It's really not bad at all. Like maybe it was rushed or something like that. I think towards the bottom it looks better, but really up towards the top where the chest and the shoulders are. I'm not going to say it's just the jumper, but from what I see on here, it kind of looked a little sloppy. It was made sloppily, but it definitely stands out amongst the other Guernseys. They didn't put too many themes in it. It was kind of just one central theme, but they did a lot of different things with it. And I like that. I'll say it's probably one of the slightly above average ones. I'll say top 6 that I see so far. And I won't mind seeing the players in this.
So I personally don't really like this one. It's decent. I get it. Snake and everything, man. But I don't know. The way we playing this year, we needed a jumper that was just going to wow and whoa everybody, bro. This ain't the wower right now, man. But it's cool, though, bro. I wouldn't mind having this personally, but it really doesn't do it for me. I'll probably give it a C, man. I'll give it a C. I don't know, when I see blood splatter like this on something on top of it.
And last but not least, we have the Western Bulldogs, created by Lindsay Gilby and Nathan Patterson, who's a former player. So the Blue Lake is called Wawar, representing people gathering along the banks. The footsteps are the traditional owners who moved along towards the water holes. You have 3 gum leaves, which are a connection to the country. Boomerang and the spears are hunting practices with tracks from hunted animals. So on the back, you have 3 meeting places, which are representative of the artist's family, the community, and also the club. And you also have possum footprints, which is within the community, representative of the culture. I like the vibrant colors. I don't like the design particularly, but I like it. Definitely stands out to me. I think they did a good job with the colors. It does look clean. It look kind of clean looking close up. I thought I wouldn't like this one, but I don't think it's too bad, to be honest. I think the back's kind of plain. I think they could have did worse. I'll say it's an average jersey.
I felt with this jersey pretty tough, bro. It kept it simple. I do like how they brighten the colors and the blues and everything, bro. That really make it stand out in the pop, bro. Usually you don't fuck with the red, white, and blue, but I fuck with these, man. I like the meaning behind it, as usual, bro. I like the little whirlpool shit in the middle, bro. That shit looks dope to me, too, man. Yeah, I'll give it an A, because this one I would definitely want to have, bro. It do look kind of dope.
Yeah, man, that's all 18 Guernseys right there, man. I guess if I had to say my favorite, I guess we'll say what Adelaide would be my favorite one. Least favorite would probably be Gold Coast. Or Sydney.
And I had 4 that I said were A. I said Crows, Geelong, Melbourne, and Dogs Raw, A, man. Like Geelong shit pretty tough too, man.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments. Which one's y'all favorite? Go ahead and rank them if you want to. If not, just drop your favorite, least favorite, If we missed any information on the Guernseys, definitely let us know in the comments, man. We appreciate y'all. Adam, I hope you enjoyed it, man. Let us know